Good morning. Today is the 30th of June 2026. I am in my Silvopasture, mainly recording for myself, so I can look back on this one day if I ever lose the idea or vision for this. This Silvopasture, I started playing around with it about 8 or 9 years ago. It was used as a tobacco nursery or seed bed initially, part of it, and then it went into cropping, but always did very poorly. Eventually I wrestled it into the cattle section. First I think I planted a cover crop the first year, and then after that I started planting trees into it, and I planted a lot of Rhodes grass, and it has never been replanted since. So you can see it's pretty thick here. We do graze through here a couple of times a year, but I think this year I didn't let any animals on after about January to let it all bulk up. And there's a lot of sun imp in the grass. There's a lot of natural legumes. The green bits here, they are stylos. These are bushy stylo, and we also have fine stem stylo as well as other legumes. So in the portion I'm standing on, you can see this tree lines quite clearly. They are Lucina leucocephala, planted as seedlings by hand. In the days I used to be a tobacco farm manager and had plenty of labor available, and that worked pretty well. It was a big job. We'll walk just now and see where I changed the system, but yeah, that's a look at how it is. This is where we're grazing, so you can see all the green leaf foliage. Then you come here, the cattle have basically broken down everything. And in this planting of seedlings, I don't know if you'll be able to tell from here, but there's two distinct lines of the trees. We also planted vetiver grass all over the farm randomly. Actually, you can see it quite well here, the little clumps. Clump. Even here, clump. Oh, what's that rubbish? Clump. Basically, that's vetiver grass. Certain times of the year I've seen the cattle eat it. And even here, that's a clump of vetiver grass that's been hammered by the cattle. So is that one. So it opens it up. I'm sure those will bounce back very nicely. Yeah, as you see, they've got a taste for it now, so they are eating it more. I don't know why those ones were grazed and these ones were not. But this was last night's paddock, and yeah, you can see what they do. I think I just worked out there's 131 animals in this herd, cows and a few calves, or weaners and calves. The guards at night had a fire there. Hopefully they don't burn down my pasture at some point. But you can see where we've coppiced before, it shoots a nice shoot and grows again. So now we get lots of little shoots off here. You can see I've told them to come down here as fast as they can because the Lucina is setting seed, and I don't really want it to set seed. There's another experimental place. This is what we call banner grass. I planted a few strands probably 4 or 5 years ago at least. I just found them on my father-in-law's farm, cut the cuttings, bought and planted it to see what it would do, and looking at this I'm so chuffed with the results, because when I planted it, it was just one line of sticks in between the double line of Lucina, which you can see growing up through the top. That's vetiver. So you can see the banner grass is actually taking over and probably will outcompete the the Lucina. But I haven't really grazed this heavily lately, so it'll be good. I'm sure they'll be here in a day or two. Also in this pasture and random places, not very many of them have survived, but I did plant Malina arborea, which I think is the most palatable tree I've ever seen cattle graze. As much as they love Lucina, I think that one wins every time, but it's more difficult to grow. I haven't tried very hard, but Lucina is so simple to grow that I couldn't not grow it. Okay, so this is where we've been grazing already. You can see that's banner grass, sorry. This is vetiver. That's the banner grass. They've grazed it. Look what's left, only those stems. And you can see the vetiver in the middle, the twin rows. Lovely utilization of the veld. There are a few patches of sand coming through now, but I think this is beneficial. When the rains come, I think we'll just get soaked up into this thirsty soil. We haven't been here either. Some nice Lucina down there. But yeah, you hear they have a little bit. Maybe they've trampled more than anything, but even that will help. These bushes will become even more productive now. Over here, the line of Lucina was not so strong. I need to replant that or fix it. And then the idea is I'm going to bring that banner grass. So looking there, you can see the banner grass, the light green. Going to bring that into the whole 8 hectares in this coming season and make this a really productive pasture. So there you can see my motorbike. That is sitting at sort of the halfway point. Everything this side was planted by hand, seedlings, and then everything this side I then experimented with a maize planter. I took off one box, so there were 3 boxes running behind the tractor. I did not know what setting to use, so I just thought, well, pigeon peas are the same size as soya beans. Let's just set the same 100 kgs a hectare, but I won't be doing every line, so it should be a good population. Anyway, I didn't really think that one through. And then also having the Lucina in the 2 outside boxes. So let's just go and have a look. Yeah, having the Lucina in the 2 outside boxes, the seed is much smaller than the pigeon pea. So this has worked really well in the line I am in, but the seed ran out not far beyond me. So for 400 meters it was fine. And this is exactly what I wanted. And now that these pigeon peas are about 5 years old, they're almost dead. Before, this was thick. You couldn't even walk through this center line here. And then we've got the outside lines, Lucina leucocephala, growing. And look at that, they're beautiful. And they've been grazed and they're already shooting. That's new life coming. So these will just bounce back. And I'm not so worried about the pigeon pea heading out now. They've done their job. I knew the Lucina would take time. In the pigeon peas, one of my friends gave me seed for Albizia lebec, so I believe that's what that is. Got a few plants. There's another spindly one growing over there, so that's been added. And then also I had found some seeds of Sespania. I put that in the middle as well, but they mostly have died out. So yeah, here it worked okay. You can see there's Lucina on the other side of those trees, Lucina. But yeah, not long after this, the seed ran out. Then we topped up the boxes. They planted again, and it worked well. And then we ran out. So it's higgledy-piggledy, but I think what I'll do is I'll try use my oxen to plow any places that don't have lines of the Lucina, either side of the pigeon pea. Just plow a trench each side, put the seeds in, cover it, and then plow again near the pigeon peas on these ones and plant banner grass, and then we'll see where that takes us. Yeah, very happy. Unusual. I don't think I know anyone else who's done this. Well, obviously the Australians do use Lucina and stuff, but I was just experimenting. Also, when I planted, I don't think I used any fertilizers. I think I've come through once and just spread some surplus fertilizer on a bit of the Lucina to see what would happen, but I didn't actually notice any change in anything. Yeah, so very happy with the system. Again, now we can see it, thick pigeon peas in the middle, line of Lucina to the side of it, line of Lucina on the other side of it. I don't know if you can see that, but it is there. and then every now and again a Albizia lebec tree in the middle also. I'm not really sure why I put those in, but anyway. And there's Lucina that didn't get eaten, so I'm going to break those branches down so that they sprout lower down next time. Not sure why my herdsman didn't help the cattle on that. But yeah, you can see when the cattle graze, they knock it right down, and you remember back to the start of the video, it's quite a thick crop of grass. And then yeah, they're not eating at all, which is perfect. We want this. Look at that sponge soaking in all the nutrients, protecting the soil, and then when the rain arrives, it's not gonna just bomb those particles of sand and wash away. It's gonna hold the moisture here. And look at all that dung. By doing this, we also are rationing out this field, because if I just opened up the whole 8 hectares and said, well, let's just stay here for the same amount of time, 2 months or whatever, the cows would probably go and eat all the Lucina. In the first week it would be finished, and then they'd probably walk around a lot looking at grasses, having a bite here and there, but they wouldn't get this utilization. What I suspect is they'd find a nice corner where the herd would go almost every single night, and so that would become a desert, and the rest of the paddock will look like an ugly pasture. But the way it is now, that rain's going to come, going to get down into the ground and going to stay there, and the grasses are not dead and lignified. There's the growing points will reach sunlight or have sunlight straight away. They will shoot up. There's all seeds from Sun-Hemp in here. If I've got time and the capacity, I'll throw more Sun-Hemp seed, and anything else I think could grow. Here's another one of those trees that I was talking about, the Malina arborea. So it's been browsed heavily, but it's still there. Yeah, so that's the system. This is where we haven't grazed compared to where we have grazed. So yeah, I can't tell you how pleased I am. Difficult for a lot of people to make this sort of decision. I'm just fortunate that the farm is so busy with other arable projects and things that they haven't needed this piece. I'm sure at some point they will ask for it back, but for now it's all fine. And yeah, you can see even these, they've got some fresh growth points coming, which is nice, and that's because the seed have all dropped. So it's saying, right, let's try and push vegetative growth again, which is good for the cows, but I'm not so happy about all the seed dropping. We've missed the boat there, but we're trying to get around as fast as possible to eat them. At least there's still some fresh ones. You see, they're nice and soft and supple. Cows love that. So let me know what you think. What else could I do to improve this pasture, Silvopasture? Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to run actual numbers on what it can hold, how many stock days or whatever. But yeah, so far I'm so far understocked that carrying capacity and stock densities and things don't really matter to me yet. I just don't have the animals to worry about it. But yeah, very happy with the picture I'm seeing here. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your thoughts and any suggestions. Yeah, amazing.